The death toll from the coronavirus surpassing 50,000 people in the United States last week, and it continues, of course, to impact the lives of millions across the country. So joining us now to talk about what is happening on the front lines of her city is the mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina, Lyles. Mayor Lyles, thank you so much for joining us today. And I want to begin with the question that is clearly on the top of everyone's mind these days. When do you anticipate your city opening back up for business?
Charlotte is following the emergency declaration from our governor, Roy Cooper. And what he has said that when we have a trend of 14 days where we've either leveled or declining cases of the COVID-19 virus, then we can talk about how we reopen our city. Now, this is really important because the governor and I have stood clearly on the side of working with our public health officials to make sure that we stand up for those residents that may be impacted by this virus. I don't know if you know, but Charlotte has the 6th busiest airport in the country. And yesterday we saw a flight from JFK to Charlotte without masks and without social distancing. We need that tourism and business travel, but we first and foremost have to make sure that our citizens and residents are safe and well.
That is so important. And another big question in regards to your city, we know Charlotte is supposed to host the Republican National Convention in August. We heard from Dr. Anthony Fauci, who said he has cautious optimism about Charlotte's ability to host this summer. Where do you stand on that?
Well, first and foremost, there are two things that are important. One, Charlotte has a contract with the National Republican Committee to host this convention. But now that we have this pandemic virus going on, we also have a mandate to follow whatever the guidelines are coming from our public health directors and from our governor's office. So we're going to hope to do both. But if there is the convention, we will follow the emergency declaration because safety of people and wellness of people is the first and foremost thing that we have to deal with.
Yeah, and you talked about protecting the vulnerable, and we have heard through this pandemic that some of the largest disparities have involved race and ethnicity. Can you talk a little bit about the impact the virus has had on the African-American community there in Charlotte?
You know, Charlotte is a new South city, but we are still dealing with the vestiges of discrimination and segregation. And what we found is that people of color, our Black and brown citizens and residents, aren't able to access health care. So those chronic conditions are pushing them into being less well if they have this virus. And so we've got to deal with this. We need better access to health care. We need telemedicine in communities that need it. So we've got work to do. And I hope that we'll look at this long term and say, what can we learn from this time and do better for our Black and brown residents?
We certainly applaud all of your efforts. Charlotte Mayor Lyles, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.